G'day, welcome to Mt.Coramba Apiculture. It's Sunday, 24th of November 2024. I'm at Coramba. There's 12 hives here and a few mating nukes. Majority of these hives had 1 or 2 boxes of honey taken off them during the week. So I think 16 supers of honey off 12 hives, which is not too bad. The purpose of today's inspections is just my normal 7 to 10 day rounds. I've got, as a result of all that extracting, I've got 2 boxes of green drone comb that I want to get into these hives so I can remove these half frames that I've been using, and we'll talk about that as we go. This particular hive has got a history of being queenless, but I can see sealed brood in there, so whatever they were doing has been sorted out. Still needs to be requeened though. The old queen that was in there wasn't terribly pleasant. So there's a frame of pollen. It's the sort of thing I've been trying to take home and put in the freezer, so we'll do that with this one. It's a pretty nasty looking frame with drone cells on it, so I'll pull that up as well. Might have some stickies here that can go down into the brood box. Drone management with Varroa, I don't want these types of frames in my hives. I just only want stuff in there that I can pull out and freeze and reintroduce to use that mechanical method of mite control, which is drone trapping. So that one's definitely coming up. Looking pretty ugly too. We'll see how we go with that one. Try and see how this queen's laying anyway before we make too many decisions. Alright, so there's a reasonable frame of brood. Just try and find this queen so we can do a bit of manipulation down in here. Beautiful day today. We've had a week of fairly wet weather. The sun's out and we've got a nice, there they are, making queen cells again. So they definitely don't want to swarm, but they seem to be keen to replace this queen again. Alright, well I've got, no queens at the moment, but we'll just have to let them go through that process and see what they're doing. So I can see young eggs and larvae down in there. Another queen cell there, so they're, Anyway, they'll do what they want to do. Let's get this drone comb out. So they just be in that state of queenlessness, so they just haven't had the go in and to refill that. That can come up. Thought I'd have some better stickies, but that'll do for a start. Show that fella in there. back. Let's get this out of the brood box. It's pretty ugly. So here's my green drone comb going in. So that's been in a honey super. I extracted it during the week, and so we end up with quite a nice drawn drone comb. So it'll go in there. We'll just leave that frame of pollen in there for the time being. They're clearly in the process of doing something with that queen again. As soon as I have some queens, I put cells in the other day, so as soon as I have some more queens, I'll re-queen this. It would have been done last time, only they were in that re-queening process again, and I just left them be. All right, we'll close this up and move on to the next one. Right down to the next one. Reasonable stable history here. So we're looking at a Denmark queen, which was put in recently. Drone comb there that we want to take out and replace with a green drone comb. So I've been doing a lot of drone trapping here. There's mites in these hives, but I've never washed more than one mite. Not a bad frame of seal brood there, a little bit patchy, but you kind of expect that on the wall frame. So quite a bit of pollen in there too. So despite being re-queened, these bees are still a little bit flighty, and the previous queen was no good. So they're still a bit wanting to fly up and have a look at me. I always just push the bees down when they do that. I see some content, sadly Australian content, where the bees are just boiling up out of the frames, running over the top, pouring out the entrance, and the beekeeper just blithely charging on with his thick gloves and triple layer suit, and bees are just enraged. It's not a good look. So there's what I call one of my half frames. So they're just in the process of filling that out with drone comb, and the question was asked recently, how can I guarantee that they'll put drone comb in there? Well, I can't guarantee anything. As you saw in the last hive, they hadn't put anything in there. They can fill it out with drone comb. They can fill it out with worker comb if they want to. It's their choice. But my understanding is that bees will naturally want to make about 20% drone comb. So if you've got a brood box with nothing but worker foundation in it, and you drop an empty frame in there, they'll fill it full of drone because they just want to do that naturally. So that's my understanding of it. So yeah, I want to try and phase these half frames out. They'll just go up in the honey supers and be used as honey frames. So this one will come up. Just can't see a lot of eggs in that, so we can possibly just bring it up like it is. See how, ouch. See how we go. See those bees just fly up like that. You've got to recognise that behaviour and push them back down with your smoker. If you don't understand that that's defensiveness, then you've got so much PPE on you don't know, the bees just get enraged, and it's not pleasant beekeeping. So I've pulled a pulled a fair bit of old comb out of here. Been pretty aggressive with them. That new queen will pick up the pace. You don't need a lot of smoke, just enough to push them down back under those top bars. Here's our queen here. She's going to run around the bottom game. She is. Slippery. Alright, I've got her there now. So let's hop straight in and replace this drone comb. Got the queen, so I don't need to shake them off. There's a nice drone sticky that was extracted during the week. Bloody ants are getting into them. So the principle behind drone trapping is that, or better described, mite trapping in drone combs, is that mites prefer drone comb or drone cells and drone larvae because they get an extra replication out of that longer time that drones take to develop. So workers are 21 days, drones are 24. In those extra 3 days, a mite can get another replication out. So, you know, I think from memory, don't quote me exactly on the numbers, but I think it's worker cells, they get 1.3 mites, and drones, they get double the amount of mites out of that that life cycle, I guess. So we can take advantage of their desire to use drone comb by introducing drone frames, waiting till the cells are capped, which traps the mites under the cells, removing those combs, throw them in the freezer, and then reintroducing them to start again. So timing's critical. We'll talk about it more as we go through these hives. Let's close this hive up because they're going to give me the willies. So into the next one, same procedure. We just want to get this drone comb out and replace it with a green comb. I can see all these frames have been replaced in this brood box, so we probably won't need to do too much in that way. Denmark queen. And that's got that pretty good timing as well, so that's sort of queen there. Just can get back that through onto that frame. She might have ducked back into the hive, I think. No, I can see her. It's got her there, so we'll do an alcohol wash as we've taken advantage of catching her there. Yeah, all of these bees are towy today. It's clearly the weather. I think it's just the really dry westerly that's upsetting them. Anyway, the show must go on. Let's get some workers here. Alright, there's our sample collected. Let's just calm these down a bit. That brood frame back in. Ow. Rotten things. So that could, that could have gone another 4 or 5 days and we get a better result, but yeah, that'll do me. And there's a green comb going in, so doesn't matter. There's our nicely drawn green comb. Wall frame back in. Queen there. Right. Okay, so I pulled a few stings out. Back into this fella. It's got a pretty stable history. It's got a Denmark queen in it now, so let's see how we're going here. Get this drone comb out and replace it with a green comb. There's a couple of nice stickies there out of the super that was extracted the other day, and we may pull a few frames up. That's definitely a candidate with half honey and pollen and only a little bit of brood in it, so let's see if we can get it up. The drone comb feels really heavy, and there's another one just at the perfect time, so the majority of those are capped. So if there are mites in this hive, they'll be under those cappings. We may dig them out later and have a look, so yeah, we'll definitely take that out of the hive and put our green comb in. Nice. Let's come back to that. Let's go straight over to this fella. It's quite an old comb. And there's the queen there, so now that I've got her, they're good looking queens. We'll do an alcohol wash, get that out of the way. Yeah, they didn't like that. Let's pull this older comb up and replace it with a nice fresh sticky. That's what's going in, a really good quality plastic foundation, all with worker cells in it. So, alright, in it goes. So this comes out. Green comb goes in. Stay there for the time being. Queen let herself out. Let's hope she wasn't in the wash. Righto, this hive has been requeened with one of mine. It's got a history of being defensive, and before I turned the camera on, they come out and got stuck straight into me. So let's just get into these quickly and do what I need to do and let them get on with what they're doing. There's a frame of pollen. Might try and take that home. So my queen's laying, that's good. Let's go through here. Get this drone comb out. There's my queen cage. And that's the stage where you really want to start pulling those drone cells out. There's about a quarter of it not capped, but yeah, we'll take that out and take it home and freeze it. And the other part will go up into the honey super. So these things are really not happy. See a drone comb in. Oh, rotten things. It's a really dry westerly blowing, and I think that's what's upsetting them. Let's get a sticky. There's a nice drawn sticky. We'll just stick it in on the edge there for the time being. Let's hope they sweeten up a bit with this new queen, because they're very unpleasant at the moment. Alright, let's keep going. So, records indicate this hive's had a pretty stable history. Terry Brown queen, which should be about 12 months old. So once again, we're going to get this drone comb out, and I can see all these frames are new. So unless there's any particular problem with them, we'll leave them all there. Bit patchy, but it's all good. See what our drone comb looks like. All of these bees are a bit touchy today. Could be weather conditions, or nectar sources not performing. So there's our drone trapping comb. Queen cell there, which is interesting. Right. So that's mainly pollen in the top, and interestingly worker cells in the bottom. So we'll just pull that up into a honey super and let them hatch, and it'll just go around as a honey frame. So yeah, it's one of the downfalls of mite trapping in drone combs, is that they can just choose to put worker brood in there if they want to. A little patchy, but it's quite a bit of pollen in there as well, so that's okay. We'll have a look at one more frame, just see what these queen cells are about. So look, they're okay. We'll just make a note of it and check them again next time. It's definitely clean, right? Right, let's get this drone frame out. Shake them off. There's a drawn drone comb. The reason why I draw them in the honey super is that yeah, they're really reluctant to draw them in the brood box, so you just get a better quality comb. And it's why I started using the half frames, just to fill in that time until I could get these green combs drawn on this good honey flow we're having. So yeah, I'm starting to get quite a few come through now, and that's why they're going back down into these brood boxes. So alright, that's good, that's all done. Righto, into our next one. Once again, the plan is to get this drone comb out and replace it with a green comb. Let's see how they're going. I didn't look at the records for this. Pretty sure it's a Denmark. These are nice. Mixture of brood and pollen on that war comb where you'd expect it to be. Good. Kind of doesn't get better than that. That's corner to corner brood, so yeah, pretty to look at. Let's get through this quickly. Another nice drawn comb of fresh foundation. Let's see what's on this older comb. We might be able to get it up. Quite a bit of pollen in there. Let's pull it up out of the brood box and replace it with I've got a nice fresh sticky there that can go in to replace it. So let's leave that there for the time being. Don't know what's happened with this bent comb here, but once again, a really nice solid brood pattern. Yeah, I don't know how this has happened, but I guess they'll draw it straight despite the bent top bar. See what it looks like on the other side. Just leave it there and see how it goes. Once again, a new queen, but still old genetics in these hives. They're coming up to say hello to me. So just push them down with a little bit of smoke. Get in and out quickly. Nothing in that, so yep. Just take the opportunity to get that up. Haven't found the queen, so that last mite wash was negative, by the way, so still pleasing to be getting low mite counts in these hives, despite knowing that there are mites here. Continue to be low. There's a drone comb going in, not the best quality, but it'll do. And that wall comb back in. And we're done here. We weren't quite done because I wanted to pull that comb out. Put a sticky in there, so let's grab it. the queen. See there, so we'll just gently shake them off. There's a really good quality sticky, so worker cells on plastic, and extracted last week, so I can go straight into the middle of that brood box. Now we're done. Righto. And the next one, this is the Denmark queen again, so they should have no issues. Once again, we just want to grab that drone comb and replace it with a green comb. As I think I said in the last one, timing's critical with this. You need to remove that comb between about day 10 when the cells are capped and day 24. So you remove it before day 10 and you've kind of wasted your effort and the bee's effort, because the mites don't go into those cells until they're just about to be capped. And you're defeating the purpose. There's no, there won't be many mites in there. If you leave it longer than 24 days and all those drones hatch, then you've just released a lot of mites into your hive. So you need to get that comb out sometime between day 10 and 24 when the majority of those cells are capped. And I thought I'd just be able to, that the timing would be exact on every hive, and I'd just be able to go through an apiary on a certain day and get everything, but it doesn't quite work that way. I found every hive's different, and they all do things at a different rate. So I found that just getting through your hives every 7 to 10 days, you'll find combs at the right stage and just grab them then. And the plan is to replace them with a fresh green comb that's been frozen and had the larvae removed. And I'll go through that in another video when we do that, when these frames are laid up and then frozen. So that queen's going well, but yeah, still some little bit of defensiveness from the bees that were product of that previous queen. Mostly new combs in here, so I don't think we'll need to pull any out. But I've got some stickies there, so there's always an opportunity. Some nice freshly drawn comb with young eggs and larvae in it. Yeah, that's really nice. Beautiful, fresh, healthy comb and a new queen. They're going really nicely. And there's our queen there. Let's grab her. She's safe in that cage. So, righto, let's grab this. Got her there now. Let's grab this drone comb. So there's a good example. They've, rather than put drone comb in there, they put worker comb in it. So we'll throw this up into the honey super and let them draw that out, and it'll go into just end up being a honey frame. Nice frame of pollen there. Lift that up. See what's happening in this old comb. We might have an opportunity to pull that up as well and get it out of the brood box. Yeah, so that's pollen. Complete pollen. So what I tend to do is take them home and throw them in the freezer and use them to feed hives in the spring. Righto. Let's push all this over. In goes our green comb. Let's put this frame in at the wall. And there's a nice fresh sticky that was extracted the other day. Beautiful worker comb on plastic foundation, and that's in there. So this was one of the hives that I've got from Raleigh, which, if you'll recall, you'll see me looking through in these videos. Really poor brood combs, old rotten frames, bugs falling off them, lots of drone comb. So now I've got this to a stage where all of those old frames are gone. The only drone brood in this brood box is this one that I've put in there, you know, apart from the odd cell. So I can now control the drone production in this hive, and I want to exhaust all my non-chemical methods for Varroa control before I resort to any synthetic chemicals. So I've been drone trapping here for months, and I think it's been pretty successful. But now we've got this queen here, I might just do a wash and see if we've got any mites in here. Still a bit of defensiveness in these things. Been popped a few times. Let's get .300 nurse bees. Right, that's our sample collected. I like to just walk away from the hive and do that wash, so they don't like the metho. Beautiful. Right, so we'll quickly get in and pull this drone comb out of this hive. That last one come up negative for Varroa. Checked through the records for it, and I found one mite in it on the 11th of October. So yeah, still, you know, no significant increase in mite counts here. So pleased about that, but I don't know why. So this is one of my queens. I'm still expecting these things to be still a bit defensive, particularly with the way they're behaving today. So there's the old drone comb. Let's get that out. New green comb. Wall frame back in. You can see my queen cage there. We'll just leave them. Get a bit knocked around with stings. It's up to my second last hive today. Bees continue to be defensive. It's definitely the weather. There's hives here that have never given me a problem. Unpleasant. So there's our drone comb there. Let's just get straight into it. I've replaced all these combs. This is a Denmark queen, I think. Nothing there, so that'll come straight out. Yep, she's laying nicely, so no need to do too much here. Grab a green comb. That's nicely drawn, really pleased with that. And that's that. Right, onto this last hive. And they're still, yeah, consistently pissed off. So I'm glad to be done with them. There's our drone comb there. Let's go straight in and grab it. Denmark Queen, I think. So we'll cut that drone comb out. Let's push this across here. Bring this back to become the war comb. There's our drone comb there. It's clearly been in a brood box before, but throw it down there. See what they do with it. Alright, so we've cut that drone comb out and the top of it's got brood in it, so it'll go up in the honey super. Alright, let's get out of these bees. So I've just got away from those stinging bees. I'm about 500 metres down the road, a bit closer to the Varroa way, so there's a bit of traffic noise. Interestingly, that last wash I did, I gave them a final swirl. Gave them a final swirl before I threw that sample out, and I'm pretty sure I might drop out of it. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, that's a definite positive for a mite in there. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but yeah. So yeah, it's dropped out again. So definitely a mite in there. So I'll just have to go back to the records and change that again. So the main purpose of coming down here was to still a little bit of drone uncapping here. Let's see what we're picking up in there. See if we can spot a mite in this stuff. So this drone brood is out of a hive that's previously washed positive for Varroa. See what we can get out of here. Nothing there yet. That purple eye stage is the ideal age. I think they just come out in one piece. Well, they should anyway. I don't think my technique's very good, which just doesn't help. Alright, so nothing in that. Let's have a look at the other half of it. It's better. Nothing in there. Now I got it. So can't see anything that looks like a mite in there. got them just at the right age. So yeah, I can't see any mites in that lot. I can't see anything there. So like I said, that was out of a hive that has had Varroa previously, or washed a mite. They've all got Varroa, so washed a mite out of it. Let's try this out of a different hive. Right, so still not seeing anything in them, which is good. Alright, I've had enough of that. I can't see. There we go. There's one there. You see it crawling around. Hope that's focusing in. That's a better view of it. There it is now on the end of my finger. They're quite mobile. Who'd have thunk it? Let's try this one. Yeah, nothing. So they're not riddled with mites. There's one there. There's one on the end of that drone pupae there. Hope you can see that. A bit closer. Focus. You just see it on the end of that drone pupae.